Nikki. How are you?
I'm Dawn. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So welcome. First, before we get started, I would like to go over some things with you. We have the client's rights, which states that clients have certain rights. You will receive the service and care from our agency. It is eligible to inform you of these rights. You have the right to have a high standard of care and service. You have the right to be treated with courtesy, respect, and dignity. You have a right to be informed of all services available to you. You have a right to review your records by submitting a written request to the administrator. You have the right to suggest and change any of your treatment plans if you don't want them or anything. Or you have the right to discontinue our services and transfer someone else. If you have any questions or concerns or any problems, here's the number here that you can contact with us. Can I have you sign this for me?
Yeah.
Thank you. At the end of the session, I'll give you a copy as
Okay.
well. I'd also like to go over the confidentiality sheet. Do you know what confidentiality is?
No.
Okay, so basically that anything you tell me stays between us because I am mandated reporter to always keep anything that you say between us two. But if you do let me know some things as far as if you're harming yourself or anyone else or anything in such cases, I have to report it. If there's any abuse or anything, if there's harm or risk to you, I'll just report it as well. But anything else stays between us two.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. So what brings you in today? How are you going to get started?
All right. I'm a single mother. I have 2 kids. Grace is 3 years old. She's crazy growing up. And Michael is 6. And I have a job. I'm a secretary at a law firm. I work so much hours, and it's just so stressful trying to keep up with my young kids. And I'm single, so it's not like I have another parent to rely on. And I just feel bad asking people for help, and it's been bottling up, and I'm just not quite sure how to handle it anymore.
So what I'm hearing is that you're having some trouble taking care of your kids alone and maintaining your job and
Yeah.
maintaining everything else.
Yeah, because I feel like I always have to, focus on my kids, which isn't a bad thing, but it's kind of wearing down on me, Like, my kids are so young, they need so much from me, but I feel like I'm not doing my fullest potential because I have to be to work to, pay the bills, and work is pretty stressful. I feel like I don't get paid enough for all the work that I do, and it's just very hard right now. And Michael is 6 and he wants to play soccer, but I just can't afford it, and I just can't make it to the practices, and I just feel like it's kind of unfair to my kids right now.
Do you think your kids look at you any different for being a hardworking mother?
I feel like if they grow up, they realize all the work I'm doing, but if I tell Michael he can't play soccer, he might see me as a bad mother, and I'm trying my best I can to afford it. And I could ask my parents, but I feel like they would be ashamed of me. My parents are really hard on me and stuff, so.
Have you ever discussed the situation with your parents and have they ever offered to help or anything?
I've never really told them how bad I'm struggling because I'm kind of embarrassed, but they'll sometimes help, pay for a little bit of things, but I just feel with them growing up, it just keeps getting more expensive, and I'm just really nervous to ask my parents for help and stuff because I'm an adult and I should be able to provide for myself and my kids. So I'm just not quite sure where to go from here.
Okay. Have you ever went to any programs or anything, or?
No, I'm a single mother because my husband was, addicted to drugs, and I went to in programs with him, in and out, trying to get him fix his addiction and stuff, and I'm just kind of worn out from it all. I just don't feel like I want to keep going to these programs to help myself, and I just feel like nothing can ever go right, and it just kind of exhausted me with all that with him and stuff. So just I figured I would come here and try and talk about it. Maybe we could find some solutions or something.
So what are your plans? What ideas do you have? What do you want to do next?
I think I want to try and open up to my parents because I think that's my best option. I can't keep handling this stress on my own, and I really want to get Michael in this soccer team because I feel like that'd be really good for him. You know, he could meet some friends, and it could give him something to do, and maybe it could make him feel like he's, you know.
So what I'm hearing, like you're really concerned about your son's like activities. Like
Yeah.
you really would like for him to
Yeah.
get involved in things, but just like you feel as though
I feel like I don't have the time and the money, and then I feel like if I get him involved, I'm gonna need to get Grace involved, and that's more time and money, and it's kind of like a really tough situation. But I do feel like they need to be involved in stuff because, you know, with all that's going on at home, maybe it'll give them more things to focus on and more, you know, activity.
Do you have any other support system other than your parents?
I have a sister, but she has 6 kids, so
Whoa.
we all know how that goes, and she's just very, you know, involved with her kids, which is understandable. You know, there's 6 of them, so I kind of feel like if I asked her, she would, you know, kind of laugh in my face because I only have 2 and she has 6. And I also have some friends. I used to be a part of the knitting club downtown, so and I still talk to some of them. Maybe I could reach out to them.
Yeah. So far, what is your relationship with your parents? Like with your mom? Just your mom.
Me and my mom are very close, but she's the kind of woman that's like very hard on me. You know, she doesn't really like. It shows with my sister who's married with 6 kids. So I'm kind of like a failure child because my husband was, you know, a loser, and now I'm stuck working all the time and trying to get by. And so in my family, it's kind of like tough love.
Do you feel as though you're blaming yourself kinda because of your husband's situation that happened with him?
Yeah, maybe I'm trying to like justify it, you know, which probably isn't a good thing, but I think it's just hard.
Has your husband ever seeked treatment or anything?
Yeah, he did for a while, and finally, it was getting in the way of my kids. You know, I didn't want my kids to grow up around, you know, all of his addiction issues, so I had to like leave him just for the better of my kids. So it's not that I like, you know, I wish I could still be there to help him and support him, and I'm also dealing with issues with that. I kind of regret my decision, but I just acted quickly and hoped it would make it better for my kids. So I'm just not sure if I did the right thing, you know.
Yeah. So do you think that the situation that happened to you and your husband has affected kids now?
I think it has affected Michael because he's a little older and he can kind of understand what's going on. And I think he realized that his dad had some issues, and I just hope he doesn't think that I went up and just left without, you know, trying. Even though I tried, I just think my kids are too young, so they're kind of like maybe blaming me and not really seeing the full picture, you know. So hopefully when they grow up, they'll realize the issues that were there.
So what I'm hearing is that you kind of like are blaming yourself now, and you're feeling like you regret
Yeah.
and everything for actually trying to help your husband, and
Mhm.
now it has affected your kids, and then how you're living now.
Yeah, and so maybe if I get them involved in sports and all that, I'll kind of focus them
You think it'll
elsewhere.
clear his head?
Yeah,
And get him to do more.
yeah, give him time to run around and, you know, really release some energy. And
Yeah, because you know it seems like a lot of kids always get affected when it comes to parents who are separated.
Yeah.
But like, I guess you like sooner or later he'll understand
Mhm.
the situation and everything. So are you into any religions or anything?
Yeah, I go to church. I try to go to church every Sunday. I'm Catholic, so church is a very big support system for me. I bring Grace and Michael to church. I think it's important that, you know, we believe in something, especially with all the issues that we're facing. So I try and make it like a pretty big point to go there on
Do you
Sundays.
lean back on your religion for anything, and do you believe that helps you good?
Yeah, I try to pray every night and, you know, kind of base my life off that because I feel like, you know, what else do I have to rely on?
Yes. Okay, so through all this, what are your strengths?
I think I'm hardworking, you know, I haven't given up on my job yet, even though I really don't like it. But I just need the money for my kids, so, and I am just focused on them. I think my biggest strength is probably like balancing out my kids and
Mhm.
work and all the stress, but, you know, I think that can only last for so long, I gotta like fix it somehow.
How would you think someone who's like, that loves you, that understands you, and it's like understands your situation right now, would like describe you or like say something about you?
I think people wouldn't realize what I'm going through because, you know, I kind of keep it to myself and I don't like people to see me, you know, like upset or stressed. So I don't think much people know what's going on, which maybe I should try and open up to people.
Yeah, it seems that you're very strong. Like,
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. You seem like you're very strong. Like you don't wanna
Yeah.
depend on anyone and everything like that. Like you wanna get through this alone. Like you wanna make sure you get through this.
Yeah.
So what if it came to the point where you have to go out for help? Would you accept it?
Yeah, I think this is my first step is coming to this meeting, just to, you know, talk about what future plans we might be able to find. Because recently it's just, I've been realizing that I need to reach out for help and, you know, not everyone can tackle these situations on their own. So, yeah, and hopefully I can find out some solutions or we could work together to just, you know, talk about issues or whatever.
So have you had any ideas of like what next step you would like to take other than?
I think I really want to try and get my mom in on the issues and maybe she could help me out with my kids because that it wouldn't be like I'd have to pay for childcare or anything, you know, it's free, it's my mom. So that could release some stress for me. And then maybe if my mom, you know, like takes my kids to their sports practice and all that, can give me some time after work to, you know, remain calm.
So what I'm hearing is you wanna interact with your mom more to get her receive the help and care from her. Well, if you're available next week or so, are you?
Yeah, I think Thursday afternoon maybe, if that works.
Okay, time?
Maybe 4 o'clock.
Okay, we'll meet here, same
Yeah, that
place.
works.
And next time we'll discuss a little more on the plans, the next steps we can take in helping you decide if you would like to get your mom more involved or go into a program or just have more of a backbone or just keep coming here, you know, to have someone to talk to and get an understanding of everything, how you're doing.
Okay, well, thank you for your help.
You're welcome. You too.